Good YouTube, it's Raw again, y'all. I just want to add a few more thoughts that I left out of my last video about the so-called antichrist and its agenda, as well as the quote-unquote Messiah, the opposing force of that agenda, and some things that I left out. You can do your research. There was a time when we had no moon. They tell that story from Africa. Ancient scripts and books, as well as the land they call the United States. If you want to call them natives to this land, Native Americans, I don't use that term at all. But yeah, there was a time where we had no moon, and if you Google, it's a Zulu elder. He's dead now. His name is Credo Mutwa. He had a conversation with David Icke. And he tells of a tale when we had no moon and who put the moon there. They tell us if they've been to the moon, they've been there once and they're not allowed to go back, or they haven't been there at all and it was all staged, right? So anyway, they tell us that the moon rock is not from the solar system, or the moon rock is older than any rock on this planet. So if the moon was a piece of the earth that broke off and just somehow started rotating into the orbit, that doesn't make any sense. But it's actually outdated. It's older than any rock in the solar system. So where did they get it from? How did it get here? And what is it doing there? So Credo Mutwa tells of a story of the moon being towed from somewhere else in the, I don't know if it was somewhere else in the galaxy, to be specific, or somewhere else in the universe. But he tells the story of two dragons, two serpents, two brothers. And it goes with a lot of stories of, Set or Enkian and Lil and Babylonian history, scriptures and things of that nature. How they towed it here. It's a satellite. My personal opinion, that has something to do with reincarnation. It has something to do with the electrical grid and the Saturn and Moon third dimensional matrix that we're all trapped in. This vessel. Not our spirit. Our spirit is infinite. Our spirit is in the dimension of that almighty spirit that we emanated from, of our inception. So we're not third dimensional beings. We're multi-dimensional beings. We are the dimension. If that makes any sense. So the Antichrist agenda has been that, to place the moon there. They tell us it's for the tides. If it wasn't for the moon, the earth would be in chaos. The waves and the oceans there'd be tsunamis everywhere, and we wouldn't be able to sustain so-called life, on this planet, right? So, the Antichrist agenda has been from the beginning. As far as manipulation of the DNA and integrating their DNA. Well, they don't have DNA, but it's integrating their sort of species with ours. The reptilian part of the brain, that was my personal belief, that it wasn't always there, right? So that, it's like the Matrix plug. Like I said in my other video, when your intentions aren't right and you say the wrong things in the wrong sort of way with the wrong spirit and emotion, that reptilian brain is going to react. It doesn't do anything but fight, fear, flight. When you try to raise that kundalini to get past that and get to your higher self, you're not using the right intentions, the right spirit, the right frame of mind, the right emotion. It's going to send that energy right back down to keep you trapped in the root chakra. It's like a gateway. You have to have permission. You have to have permission to get access, to get to your higher self, right? So the reptilian brain wasn't always there. And if you're enlightened, if you're trying to live in your higher self, it's you're gonna feel a reaction. As far as it's gonna react, and you're not gonna like it. So the reptilian part of the brain wasn't always there. There's good reptilians and there's bad reptilians. Serpent knowledge is the real wisdom. Right? Serpent knowledge is the real wisdom. But that reptilian part of the brain is not going to allow you access if you're not doing it right. It's not going to allow you access to get to your higher self. It's going to send the energy right back down. You're going to stay stuck in your root chakra, whether you know about the chakras or not. That's where you're going to be, regardless, right? So the Antichrist agenda has been that. From the so-called crusades, from Saturnalia, it's been a plan. They know that this planet, that this dimension that we're in, this third dimensional matrix, is headed to the fifth dimension. We've turned the corner. They've known that since they came here and started doing what they came here to do. They've done this to other planets. This is not the first time. So it's been a plan. They can't just come out with, coronavirus. They can't come out with 5G towers way back when, so-called Moses and all them were existing, living for 1,000 years. They could have, but that would defeat their purpose, right? It wouldn't defeat our purpose, but it'd defeat their purpose. So it's been a plan since the beginning, from the so-called crusades to there's been different avatars that have came to this planet at perfect specific time periods in order to enlighten the masses. And there's been false prophets that they're trying to get us to believe that are the real so-called messiahs, to lead the people and to blind the people even more, to blind your third eye. So, it's been a plot. It's been a plan since the beginning. But there's been deities, there's been avatars in certain, time frames in history that have come to counteract that have come to, plant that seed in humanity to make sure that seed grows for future generations, to ensure that we get into the fifth dimension. And once we get into the fifth dimension, to not, we've turned the corner. Why go in circles? Why not just keep going straight? Right? Why go back to the fourth dimension? Why go back to the third? If we're already in the fifth and we're turning the corner getting into the fifth, why don't we keep going? Have we done that before in history? If there's nothing new under the sun, why not create something new under this sun, other suns as well? So like I said, it's been a plan since the beginning. As far as the manipulation of DNA, like I said, there's been other avatars to the point where they try to enlighten us, and there's been avatars to where they keep us dumbed down and blinded, right? So they manipulated our DNA as far as the reptilian part of the brain and cutting our 12 strands of DNA down to 2. Give me 1 second. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And it was my personal belief that we used to use 100% of our brains. We're down to 10. So from 12 strands of DNA, we're down to 2. From using 100% of our brains, we're down to 10%. So we're basically nothing of our former selves, right? It's been a plan since the beginning. It's been a plan since the beginning. So they did that. Then they started putting fluoride in our water. They started putting things in our air, metals, in our food. They say food is, you can get organic food from Whole Foods or wherever you want to get it from. What's really organic? It doesn't have seeds, it's not organic. If it's grown under electricity, it's not organic. If it's grown with air conditioning in a lab, it's not organic. The weed you smoke is not organic. If it's grown in a lab, electricity. Electricity is the lowest form of energy you can get, and that energy is definitely on its way out. It is. Our sun's getting stronger. This electrical grid, this Saturn moon matrix is on its way out. It's on its way out. They know it. That's why they're doing everything now. So, it's been a plan since the beginning. They manipulated our DNA. They started putting metals, mercury, aluminum, barium, non-human T cells, lead, fluoride in the water. fluoride in the water. And that's all in the air. We're breathing that. We're drinking it. We're eating it. So everything, every single thing is used to dumb us down and to keep us believing. They gave us religion. They started, slavery was a plan. The so-called Holocaust was a plan. Like I said, the Crusades, you can go all up and down the line all you want. It's all been a plan. September 11th was a plan. It's all ritual, it's all sacrifice, it's astrological. It's all been a plan. Everything. Because we're turning the corner. We turn the corner. Why do you think people are waking up right now? Why do you think people are starting to question everything? Why do you think people are going vegan, trying to go as natural as we can be? It's a plan. Think about it. Really. This planet is going back to what it used to be, what it should be. It's the dying of an old paradigm. They're going to try everything they can to turn you into AI, to turn you into them, to keep you reincarnating. Like I said, you have a decision to make. These towers and everything is going to activate that. Or we can do it naturally. You can detox your body the right way, as far as getting superfoods and all that. And I'll make a video about that, like I said, about living in the frequency of your higher self. And like I said, it has to do with diet and a whole bunch of stuff. But you can detox your body. Certain superfoods and foods that you eat are going to get rid of those metals and all that in your body, to calcify your pineal gland at the same time. So, you know, but there's things we can do. There's things we've been doing. We've turned the corner. They know that. That's why they're pulling out all the stops now. Everything calcifies the pineal gland, and everything destroys the human anatomy and the chakras, and that has an effect on us spiritually. The way you think, the way you feel, the way you dream, your consciousness, that all has an effect on us, right? So like I said, this is the antichrist agenda. It's been applied since the beginning. They change your DNA. The only thing they can't change is your spirit. The only thing that they can do is manipulate you so much to where you get your own self to reincarnate. That's the only thing they can do, to feed off your spirit. That's it. That's it. Without you even knowing about it. That's hell. This is a pit stop. This third dimensional matrix is a pit stop. That's how you got to look at it. It's a pit stop. It's a pit stop. We're supposed to be here, but we're not supposed to be here. This is an eternity. It is an eternity if you keep coming back here. So don't come back here, right? Don't come back here at all, right? It's a pit stop, really. It's all been a plan. So there's certain things that we can do to detox our bodies and to get rid of their system, the false indoctrinations and propaganda of spiritual beliefs that they've instilled in us, to get us worshiping and celebrating a deity that doesn't have our best interests. Like I said in this video, in the other video, how are you going to call in a demon to help you with the devil? That doesn't make any sense. Please don't. Well, please hurt me less. I heard somebody else say that too. Please hurt me less, and I'll do something for you. Meanwhile, you're getting cursed with the blessing or blessed with the curse. Whatever way you want to look at it. It's not going to happen. So, yeah, it's been a plan since the beginning. We don't need the moon. We don't. And we're going to get those strands of DNA back. We're going to find out who we really are, who that spirit is, right? Everybody's talking about powers and all that stuff. We already have that. They just don't want us to know who we are because we have the power to overcome them. They don't want us to do to them what they've been doing to us since the beginning of time, since they started this. But we're not like that. Some of us are already in the fifth dimension. We just know that they can't come here. They can't. They can't even knock on the door. They can't find the door. They're in their own dimension. the fourth, which they have to possess us in body snatch in order to come to the third, and look through your eyes, feel with your emotions, and feed off that like a leech on your spirit. So we have to get rid of their spirituality, their indoctrination. Some people are doing it naturally. I'm amazed by it. Like I said, this process with me started 12 years ago. Really, it's been 8 years since I've really been meditating every day and, doing all that stuff. So, but I'm witnessing people right now that have been doing it's like overnight. It's like, wow. Especially when we barely turn the corner, when things start happening. And it's like, wow, people are like they're already elevated. They're already enlightened. It's like, wow. And it's young people too. That's what I like, because we're more, fiery about it. Older people too, but, sometimes you can't teach a dog new tricks, or a dog doesn't want to learn new tricks. And dog's going to stay stuck in its ways. And they're going to be the ones getting left behind as well. You don't want to change. You don't want to learn. You don't want to excel. You don't want to grow. You don't want to elevate. Sorry. There's no room for you here. No, thank you. So, give me 1 second again. But yeah, with the youth, it's crazy. People are just waking up naturally, talking about this stuff. But yes, that's the antichrist agenda. They're trying to activate you, trying to turn you into a robot, take your spirit away. AI. I made my choice. It's already in us. There's something we can do about it, there's nothing we can do about it. But the sun is getting stronger. We turn the corner. How do we not come back? Like I said, this is Genesis and written. How do we keep going forward and not come back to the Bronze Age, the Iron Age? How do we go from gold to platinum? How do we go from platinum to, whatever it is, right? How do we just keep going and not look back, right? Not look back. Let's go. Right? Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's it. Anyway, those are some thoughts that I, left out. But yeah, it's Antichrist agenda, and like I said, Christians call him Antichrist. Muslims call him Dajjal. Hindus call the quote the quote unquote Messiah, Kalki. Buddhists call it Maitreya. Do your research, really. So, anyway, people doing things that don't make any sense right now. Anyway, so, but yeah, do your research, man, woman, whatever you got to do to elevate, to yeah. Anyway, time is now. But thank you. Anyway, yeah, time is now, and we're gonna see. But yeah, those are some thoughts that I left out, and if you like this video, give it a like, share it, leave a comment, and I'll keep making videos like this. If you don't, give me a thumbs down. Do what you want to do what you feel. Just make sure it's real. That's it. It's raw, y'all. Thanks. Peace.